Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques that show you're ready for a promotion. As an executive coach, this is what people ask me about the most. It is the number one reason I get hired, get me promoted. So I'm going to share some of that framework with you. Now, there are actually more than 4 things you could do to show you're ready for a promotion, but today we're starting with these 4 because I think they're the most important. Drop me a comment down below if you'd like me to create a series for this topic. It is a big one. Real quick, if you enjoy this content and want to learn more about how to make power moves in your career, make sure to follow my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from me. All right, so let's get started. Technique number 1, set clear goals. Yeah, but you're going to need help with that. One of the actions that's very important about setting clear goals is that you have someone who agrees with your goals and timeline, and that's your boss. The first thing you want to do is set up a guiding document that lays out how you're going to position yourself strongly for a promotion. That means the document, this is for you, the document should outline how long you want to be in your current role, what a realistic timeline is for advancement, what you will need to accomplish in that amount of time, and who you will work with to ensure that this happens. This is your plan or even a proposal. Next, you want to have a conversation with your boss to explain what you have planned for yourself and ask your boss how you're both going to work on making it happen. This is important because your boss needs to advocate for you. Your boss is going to put you up for the promotion. That person needs to be able to look at your timeline and the list of things you need to accomplish and tell you how realistic it is. Your boss should also give you helpful feedback like advising you to add bigger projects, volunteer for certain initiatives, share your ideas with important stakeholders. That's the kind of conversation you should be having with your boss. Now, your boss could tell you that there might not be a position for you in that timeline. You may have indicated that you believe you're ready for a promotion in 6 months, but your boss tells you that there won't be one available for another 12 months. At that point, you at least have an indication that a position will become available. You need to decide if it's worth waiting an extra 6 months. If it is, you could ask for a bump in pay while you're waiting. Many of my clients do this. Technique number 2, be a problem solver. I've mentioned this before and I work with my clients on this a lot. One of the most important ways you can signal to the people around you that you're ready for a promotion is to be more of a problem solver and less of a fixer. 2 scenarios here. As a fixer, you're the go-to person who'll take a bad situation and correct it. This is also what managers do. I will give my managers a project or a situation and tell them to deal with it. Managers take action. They have frameworks and project management plans that help them bring major initiatives across the finish line. I don't hire my managers to give me their opinions unless it's about how to finish this project faster or cheaper. Now, this happened to a client of mine who wanted a promotion and she was well positioned for her promotion. Her job, however, had evolved to be a collection of problems that only she could solve. When she asked for a promotion, her boss gave her a crappy excuse. But you're so good at what you do now, I can't afford to lose you. Do not be that person. Another way this plays out is being a manager or senior manager who is so good at your job that you start solving problems using your own initiative and creativity. The first thing I looked for when I was preparing senior managers for their promotions was to see if they were bringing me problems or bringing me solutions to problems. I work with my clients on this one a lot too. If you're going to go to your boss or any stakeholder really and tell them again about a persistent problem, especially one with a colleague, my recommendation is that you always have a solution or suggested solution in your back pocket. I want to know what you've thought of or done to deal with the situation yourself. I want you to come to me with the problem and then give me 3 options for how we can solve that problem and then tell me which option you think's the best option and why. Because then I'm having a conversation with you about options instead of just telling you what to do. Show me your creativity and your ability to make decisions with little input from me. Why is this one important? You are showing that you're capable of looking at the bigger picture of how your programs, initiatives, and colleagues work together to contribute to the bigger strategy of the business. Once you've tapped into the main goal of what drives the business forward, you're better able to make informed decisions about how to handle certain problems as they come up. Start working on preparing solutions for the issues you bring to your boss and see how your boss responds to you. You want to eventually get responses like, "That's great insight. Let me think about it and let you know. You've put some thought into this, I can tell." Those are all great responses that indicate your boss believes your problem solving is in alignment with the bigger strategy of the business. Technique number 3, make an influence chart. This is a great exercise I use for my clients. One of the first things your boss will tell you when you indicate that you'd like to be considered for a promotion is that you need visibility. What kind of visibility? Oh, you just need visibility. All right, so what does that mean? There are certain people who will also weigh in on your promotion, and those people might work alongside you in various capacities. This includes stakeholders, project leads, leadership team members, and sometimes your boss's peers or even your skip-level boss. Once you figure out who you need to impress, you want to create an influence chart. That's a document that you create with each person who's going to be important to your promotion. Indicate who they are, what their level is, how they relate to your work, and what skills and strengths you need to exhibit in front of them to get them to advocate for your promotion. So, for example, these are real examples from my clients. You might need to join a group call and make sure to speak up during the call with a contribution, especially when your skip-level boss is on the call, because that's what she looks for when she's considering who to promote next. Or you might need to strengthen a working relationship with a stakeholder who wasn't happy with your contributions during your last project together. So you'll need to rebuild trust with that relationship. Or, and this is a tough one, you might need to illustrate your ability to have boundaries or manage conflict with an overzealous colleague who doesn't take no for an answer. I had a client who told me that his manager had been passed over for a promotion because his ability to manage expectations on a project was weak. They assigned him to lead a project with a very demanding colleague to help him develop his skills for managing expectations. And he finally got the promotion and a big fat raise. Technique number 4, document and build your case study. You need to build your own case study for how you're coming along on developing your skills for a promotion. I had a client who just believed he was going to step into his boss's shoes, a senior vice president. When his boss retired, he felt he was guaranteed the position because he was preparing for it for so many years, and he knew the job inside out. Here's what happened. The company hired a new executive vice president in charge of the department. His boss retired and put in a good word for him. I mean, that's the best he could do on his way out. My client thought he was easily going to slide into that position. The new EVP decided to change the fundamental function of the job and add different responsibilities. I asked my client what he thought of those changes, but he said he wasn't totally prepared for how the role changed. He was caught off guard. He didn't get the promotion, and he was eventually sidelined and offered a buyout. Why did this happen? A few reasons. First, this guy's boss carved out a role over many years that was specific for him. Once he left, the role, as it had evolved, was no longer relevant. My client really didn't see how the company was changing around him or how he could carve the role to shape his own strengths. He also didn't really have a case study for how he used his skills and strengths to make a bigger impact on the business, like new initiatives that would incorporate cutting-edge technology. All he had and all he hung on to was that he'd been his boss's right-hand man for 20 years. Many times that's just not enough to get a promotion. Maybe at one point it would have been, but not so much these days, not from what I'm seeing. The business world is constantly changing and evolving. Positioning yourself as a carryover from the old guard is less likely to help you these days. To build a case study for yourself, you want to document your wins. Write down the projects you've been assigned. Itemize the areas where you showed growth in your leadership skills. Mention who was on that project from your influence chart, and check in with your boss frequently to ensure that you're documenting the right skills. Leadership skills that contribute to getting a promotion include communicating effectively, building trust in relationships, emotional intelligence, managing conflict, leading change, and motivating your team by creating a positive working environment where people feel engaged in their work. If you have a case study with examples of the work you've done, itemized your wins, collected testimonials from stakeholders and influencers, and specifically worked on your leadership skills that are relevant to your next role, then you'll have a very strong case for why you should be next for that promotion. Most importantly, make sure you have a timeline that you and your boss agree to. Once you have that, you can build out your approach for that amount of time. All right, so that's it for my video on 4 techniques that show your boss that you're ready for a promotion. If you have examples of how you landed a promotion at work, feel free to share in the comments below. I would love to hear about it. And if you enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up by hitting that like button, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you never miss another video from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.